I think it was clearly stay with Captain Frederick on there.
Can we ask you? Could you just describe, the crush depth here? We're talking about 400 times, as I understand it, what we all experience at sea level. What can that do to a vessel?
I can't speak to the scientific side of that. Again, this is just more or less trying to get some background information for you guys on there. I don't have any of that information on that.
Can you tell us about what the circumstances were? Who would you at this point? Submersible doesn't necessarily, it goes in for a dive and pops right back up. It's not supposed to be there for that long. Is there?
And that would be a great question that we could try to get answered for you with that subject matter expert discussion that we talked about to get an opportunity for you guys to ask that question, because it would be much more important and realistic for somebody within that community part of the command that would be able to answer that question a lot clearer than anything I would be able to. So
when might you provide your next update?
So we do have a press release that's going to be going out shortly with the graphics we talked about. Probably similar information to what was passed today. If any new information comes up, we'll update that. But I think ideally we'd be putting out press releases daily, and we'd look at probably doing another briefing tomorrow.
Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yasha'Allah, koholoyim la Yahweh ba'ashim Yahushai ba'hashim kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well, that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water toward the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Shach Nan Nawaf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And if you're not familiar with this particular story, this is the submarine that, these billionaires, so to speak, spent $250,000 a piece to go down and check out the old ruins of the Titanic ship and all this other good stuff. They couldn't just watch the movie. But hey, this is what Edomites do. This is what so-called white people do. They get rich. One of the guys that's actually on there, he's a billionaire, I think, from a British billionaire. He's one of the guys that went up, into space, with who is that, Elon Musk or whoever it was that was flying up there at, a year or so back or whatever. This is what they do, though. You know what I'm saying? They go to all these. They just got money to blow. They got money to just go do silly shit. They don't have no life. They don't have to get up, punch a clock. They don't have to, answer to no one really like that. They can jump on a personal jet, go fly to a whole nother side of the, Matter of fact, if they chose to, they wouldn't even ever have to see darkness if they don't want to. They can fly out of a place just before it gets dark and make it to another place where the sunlight is just coming up again, so to speak. So this is what these people do, and this is Esau Edom, man. The scripture says that he was a cunning hunter, that he will have the fatness of the earth, and also that he's basically a cunning hunter. He's a man of the field. He's just out there. This man, he's the one that's skydiving. He's rock climbing and shit. He's climbing a mountain with no harness, bare hands. He'll be in the damn circus, jumping, flipping and twirling through the skies, 100 feet up with no damn net on the bottom. He's all down in the bottom of the ocean, scuba diving and shit with the sharks. This is what he does. He's a man of danger. See, when it comes to the scriptures, it talks about Jacob being a plain man. If you ask a so-called average black person, if you ask Oprah Winfrey or Michael Jordan or Kanye West or somebody, or, one of these so-called black people that's got a little bit of change where they can spend or spare $250,000 to get on a submarine like that, they might get on there, but they're going to ask you a question. How far down are we going? As soon as they figure out it's at a point of, this is not some shit that I can just swim back up myself in case things go wrong. Jake going to be like, And Jake not going to do it anyway if it's got anything to do with water. Because Jake going to have a whole lot of goddamn questions. Is there sharks in there? Can I be eaten by a great white? Or, know what I'm saying? Jake going to have all kinds of questions. That kind of money, Jake is going to be thinking to himself like, nah, man. That's not something I would like to do. That's not something that I would like to do. Jake might go out and do whatever, because that's a lot, they deal with a lot of money. When you deal with a lot of money, you can go and do certain things, okay? But anyway, let's grab a quick scripture real fast. And maybe we might be able to possibly pull up, because it's a 19-year-old on there as well. It's a 19-year-old on that vessel. Let's go off into 1 Corinthians. And, you know, I'm praying that this lesson is edifying for our people because, hey, there's things that, you know, everything, you know, things are lawful to do, but do it make sense to do it? 1 Corinthians 6:12. And it reads, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. So you can go out here and pretty much do anything. There's a lot of stuff that's lawful that we can do as Israelites, but is it, you know, expedient? Is it wise to go and do? You know, that's like we can go to camp. We can actually go to camp with weapons, but is it wise to do? You know, in the state that I'm in, I can legally easily go and get, you know, whatever kind of weapon, you know what I'm saying, that's legal to go and just straight buy from a sporting goods store and show up at the camp armed to the teeth. But is it wise to do? That's just one example, you know. Yeah, of course we can go and get into the ocean, you know what I'm saying, or go jump into a damn creek. But if you see alligators in there, crocodiles in there, why would you do it? It wouldn't be wise to do. So you have to really think through on a lot of things, man. And that's something that the so-called white man, he doesn't do. He doesn't have faith that a Lord even exists. He doesn't have the fear of the Lord. See, we're supposed to have a fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's the reason why a lot of our people, you know, they die on a day-to-day basis. You got a nigga out here catwalking a bike down the freeway at 90 miles an hour. He's standing up on the back of it, looking doofy as hell. And then when he hits a car and flies 100 feet and scrape all the skin off, then everybody want to be like, you know, rest in peace to such and such. Nah, man. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Let's go into the Apocrypha real fast. I'm already there on that one. Ecclesiasticus, also known as the Book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer, which is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? And you know, a charmer is like, I don't know if you've ever seen, you know, these snake charmers. They'll play like a flute. You know, have the cobra or whatever kind of snake it is all mesmerized, and the snake will kind of be moving along with the music. You know what I'm saying? But if that snake steps out and strikes that person that's playing that flute, then people going to be looking like, well, shit, hey, well, you know, it's just going to be regular. It's not going to be like, oh, shit, you know, they didn't see it coming. You know? And that's just like that guy that used to do, the guy that got killed by the stingray. He used to do, you know, and they used to be a popular show on TV because he used to go all over the world and travel and be dealing with all kinds of animals and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, just exotic animals. You'd be thinking like, well, damn. That's like the one guy, I can't think of this. They had a big circus act or a big show back in the days. Those two so-called white men that was dealing with the big white tigers. And the damn tiger killed his ass on a live show. You know, so that's why the scripture, let me get that again. It says, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? You know, so people was looking at them like, shit, them niggas shouldn't have been dealing with them tigers. Those are animals that you're not supposed to be dealing with them animals like that. Those are not domestic cats, man. But that's what the so-called white man does, man. He'll take that shit to the end, man. He'll take it all the way there. He doesn't have any fear of the Lord. He doesn't have fear of what the Lord created, man. That's the Lord's creation. Jake respect, the Lord's creation, you know, more than any other race of people on the planet, I think, man. And we're not dealing like that. We're plain people, man. We just like to just, you know, we'll go and do our daily work and you know, just go and do what we have to do for our daily bread. And we'll know that it's really Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai that's providing with that daily bread. The so-called white man, I'm willing to bet you this billionaire, he'll tell you right out of his own mouth, I done all this. This is my doing. But the Lord is the one that make rich and the one that make poor. They're never going to admit to nothing like that. They won't admit to it. I mean, come on, man. We talking about Esau here, man. This man, they don't believe. The Lord didn't give them the spirit to believe like that. See, us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the Israelites, We had faith in the Lord. The Lord gave us something that's called faith. See, the so-called white man, he believes in himself. He believes in his own technology. He believes in his science. He really believes that he can run throughout the earth out here and do the type of shit that they doing. So let me see here. Okay, so I looked it up. This is the New York Award, the missing Titanic sub. Okay, crew members identified, and I'm just gonna scroll through it, and I'm gonna show you. I'm telling you, these are fucking Edomites, man. Or who knows? But my guess is they're Edomites. I'm gonna put it that way. Okay, you got this one guy right here, Hamish Harding, 58. Because I'm telling you, Jake not about to spend $250,000, man, to go do no silly shit like this. I can't even imagine. Just, I mean, why would I want to go see an old ass ship underwater for $250,000? Man, get the hell out of here, man. But this is them, man. Here you go. Look at that profile picture. It says Harding has set multiple world records for his adventurous exploits and recently went to space. He's the one. Yep, that was what I was talking about. He recently went to space on Blue Origin flight. See? Just billionaire. They're just out here. These are toys to them. Right? Look at it. But you see what it is. His ass is a. And you know what? They only had 30 hours of air supposedly in this submarine, because it was supposedly had been like a reserve of 96 hours of air. So now they're down to 30 hours of air. So we'll see. We'll see. And the Navy, the American Navy in these places, they're not sending nobody out. You think that, you know, I'm really surprised, because I just looked at a video the other day where the damn Army was out in the roughest of a storm, in a fucking sea, waves crashing and all kinds of shit, saving a damn dog, man. So here you go, you got 5 people, and you have the Navy with all the tools to go and search for these people and find these people, and they're not even going. So what's up? And that lets you know Esau Edom's kingdom is falling too, man. But here you go. Here's another one. Here's the father and son. This is the 19-year-old. And let me see. It says I think they could be some Elamites. Shah Sadu Dawood, 48, and son Solomon. So this guy spent $500,000 for just him and his son. We're not talking about getting no plane tickets to Disneyland here, man. Come on, man. It says, are 2 of the paying tourists who embarked on the 1,200 and 500-foot dive. That's quite a ways down. I'm not sure if that's a mile or so. I'm not sure how many. I'm not sure how far. That's a lot of fucking feet, though. I tell you that. That's a bunch of Shaquille O'Neals put together. Straight up. Okay. Let's see. Who's the next person? You got this guy. Leading Titanic explorer Paul Henry Nargiolet, pictured in 2013, examining a model of the famous sunken ship. And you could just see the he's just mesmerized. He's like a fucking kid in a candy store, man. They call him, he said he's known as Mr. Titanic. See? In that scripture, I'm telling you, like, who's feeling sorry? Because I'm telling you, when you go off into these stories and you start to read the comments, people going in. People laughing. And these are Edomites that are laughing. Because you know what? Those are the 2-time losers of the Edomite nation of people. Because you have these so-called white people that's like, they have to go to work every day, just like the Negroes do. And they can't believe that a person would go and spend that kind of money on just something this simple, or simple to them. You know? They can't believe it. So they're actually crushed, and they're mad at the elite of their own people, because their own people have left them in the dust, man, and they're not coming back to give a handout. Here you go. You got this guy, Stockton Rush, CEO of Ocean Gate Expeditions, called the Titanic wreck amazingly beautiful. See, they look at destruction as being beautiful, man. And I think that was it. So you got this guy, you got the son and father, You got this guy, the son and father, crew, and this guy right here. And it was all men. So, I'm surprised there wasn't no women on there. But anyway, hey, these guys, hey, they got like 30 hours for somebody to find their asses, or they through. They through, right? So anyway, let me grab one more scripture and I'm going to be out on it. Let's get this Matthew. And let this be a lesson. Don't let nobody tempt you into just going to do just anything. Don't let nobody just talk you or entice you. Oh, everything gonna be all right. Everything all set. We gonna be okay. Don't believe that. There's a lot of people that's got fucked up listening to somebody, man. This is Matthew 4 and verse 7. And this is Satan trying to tempt the Lord. Let me start at verse 6. Or verse 5. Let me get verse 5. It says, Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself. See that? You trying to get the Lord to do some bullshit, man. He like, yeah, you got all this power. Well, do this then. He says, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. So let's see what Yahushua said. And Yahushua said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And it's written in the Old Testament. So that's where I think it's Deuteronomy that Yahushua is quoting from. But the point is, the Lord hit his ass over the head with them scriptures. That's the way that we're supposed to be. Somebody get to running up on you and get to talking about, hey, look, man. Got this chick I'm about to go see, man. She got a homegirl. You know what I'm saying, man? Why don't you come on through with me, man? You know what I'm saying? She got a little man, though. You know what I'm saying? But, that ain't nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? She's trying to, get out and about. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, hey, hit his ass over the head with the scriptures. Like, nah, man. Nah, man. That's somebody's woman. The scriptures talks about not committing adultery. Because you know what? If you go out and you do that shit, now you're out there and you open. You open to destruction. See? Had somebody on that submarine had said, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, man. The scripture says, tempt not the Lord thy God, man. I don't think that's a good idea for me to jump off in this submarine and go down here and get to floating around for nothing. Because they got robotic shit like that. That's not enough for Esau. They got robotic things that they drop down into these places and check out stuff so human life is not at risk. But what do these fuckers do? They jump off into the submarine, spend $250,000 to do so, and more than likely they signed a waiver, so nobody can sue. Nobody can say, oh well, it's your fault and such. You signed a waiver, man. But this is what Esau does, man. Nothing is never enough for this man. He can never have enough. The scripture talks about that. It's not enough for him to be able to, okay, well, we got a robotic hookup that's going to go down here. We can sit here and look at it on high resolution for the best resolution TV monitors. They got the best cameras, everything. They can sit there and watch it as if they're already there in it, but they have to be there. It's just not enough. Right? So we know that these are Edomites, basically, man, and probably, I don't know. I don't know if those were Elamites, but hey, you don't see no Jake there. You don't see Michael Jordan there. You see what I'm saying? You don't see, Kanye there. You don't see Oprah there. You don't see none of these billionaire so-called black people there. Or any of these Jake. You don't see Floyd Mayweather there. He got enough money to spend on a trip like that. Jake go spend that on a grill. Jake go spend that on a watch, a bracelet. But Jake not getting on no submarine like that. They gonna tell you straight up, that shit corny, it's boring. What the fuck am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Jake can't hit no bar on that bitch. Jake can't go to the dance floor. Get the hell out of here, man. Jake not going to do no shit like that for $250, $250,000, man. Come on, let's just be real. That's why that scripture talks about there being those two nations being separated from her bowels. Let's get that real quick. I'll end out there, y'all, about to This is going off into Rebecca and Isaac when they had Esau and Jacob. And the scripture says that they were two manner of people. These are two different manner of people. Let me start at verse 22. And the children, these are the twins, Esau and Jacob. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. So, she went to ask about this because we was struggling and fighting in her womb. It's always been a fight. We've always been rivals. It's going to be that way until the Lord comes. It says, and Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. See? And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment. That's Esau. That's the red man. See, because they're telling you they're white. No one looks like a glass of milk, man. These people are pinkish to reddish in color. It says, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. See? Let me continue for a sec here. It says, and after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. So they was fighting in the womb. Jake was like, man, come your ass back here. Where you going? And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. So they didn't give Jacob's description or his color because Jacob was the original color of everybody that was on the planet to begin with. Brown, a dark brown, different shades of brown is what. There's no such thing as black people. So when Esau came out, they had to actually give you the description of this guy because now there's a different people on the planet. There's a different, basically a different race of people, so to speak. You see? It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And that's the point that I wanted to make. Jacob's a plain man. We're plain people. We'll sit at the house, throw some on the grill, have a little music going, sip a little young, a little wine. Drink some beer or have a hard drink, But we're chilling at the crib, man. All that old hanging out in the woods, all that goddamn swimming with the sharks and surfing and climbing on Mount Everest and all that cold ass weather, We're not doing none of that shit. We're not about to be out hunting fucking bears, man. Hunting lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. We're not about to be out here in a damn snowsuit, for 2-3 weeks at a time trying to get the perfect kill, man. We're not into stuff like that. It's this man. That's how you know who this man is. That's a great indicator of who this man is. You cannot get around it. That's why the Lord, he placed it. That's why we have to go precept upon precept, because the scriptures is like a puzzle. You have to go precept upon precept and put the puzzle together. Then you get a full picture. You see what I'm saying? So we know who these people are. Esau Edom is not getting away. The man of perdition, that son of sin, that son of perdition, the man of sin is being revealed in these last days. And it's him, man. Here you go. This motherfucker got so much money. He's sitting on all the fatness of the earth. The scriptures, matter of fact, that's another indicator of him too. The fatness of the earth, that gifted the sword, and they was gifted with the fatness of the earth. You're not about to hear about who do you know with what nigga you know with a submarine, man? That's charging $250,000 per person to go dive down to check. You're not going to even have access to the Titanic as a so-called black person. Come on, man. Let's just be realistic here. This man is running the earth. That's why you get that Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You have to go through all kinds of loops. Jump all kinds of rope and whatever the hell else you have to do to go through the so-called white man's legal system, court system. And it'll take you probably years to get access to do something like what these so-called white people are doing, man. All kinds of licenses, all kinds of permits, all kinds of safety this, safety that. Come on, man. We are identifying who the enemy is. We're identifying who Esau Edom, the so-called white man, really is. He's not some person running around out here looking like a glass of milk, man. He's not looking like the clouds. He's not looking like snow. His ass is pinkish to reddish in color. He's a cunning hunter. He has the gift of the sword. And those are indicators of Esau, Edom. That's their biblical name. And they are ruining the planet. And the Lord is coming to take them out of power. So when it comes to something like this, who would pity a charmer? I'm just sitting here giggling. Giggling. And trust me, when you look at some of these stories, if you see the story pop up, go into the comments and see what people are saying. They're giggling too. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwame Shalom.